combat, romance, adventure, and of course, magic. Master the four elements and take on fate itself in this 4-hour epic fantasy tale. This is a game by Hosted Games, Fatehaven. It's a fantasy RPG style game. Hopefully, that's what I'm expecting from it. Anyways, begin story. Your heart is pounding as you sprint down the never-ending spiral stone steps. A large dragon, hell-bent on your destruction, is playing peekaboo through the arrow-slit windows. What are arrow-slit windows? I don't know. Anyways, torrents of fire singe your neck and all but strip the oxygen out of your lungs. How did it all get to this point? In one hand, you hold a giant rucksack full of who knows what. It better be valuable for you to keep lugging it around in what might become your funeral pyre. What do you have in your other hand? A Prince Charming, a damsel in distress. A damsel in distress. You are attracted to females. Yes. This has all the classic hallmarks of a classic princess rescue. You're a bit too busy to appreciate her no doubt fairest in the land features at the moment. She must have spent too much time tucked away in this tower. You're practically dragging her with all your might, so you both don't end up barbecued. Your vision starts to fade. You pull behind a column and afford yourself precious seconds to check yourself. The large breath you take turns out to be a mistake. You feel like keeling over your eyebrow furrows. This aftershock is familiar. It honestly felt like you just got kicked in the balls. You are a man. Yes. Oof, this narrator shudders in your empathy for you. Unfortunately, that does nothing to stop the numbing pain emanating from the family jewels. Family jewels indeed. You fall on your knees. Hurry up, we don't have time for this. We'll get back to that part later. First things first. So, this was intro, I think? Yes, okay. No good tale starts off without exposition. I need to establish the setting of our young hero. That is to say, you or me. Unfortunately, the village you grew up is no longer in existence, and I wasn't able to find much in the public records either. What can you tell me about it? Okay, a hamlet in the woodlands. Maybe. Frontier town. No. A village in the outskirts of a city. Either a village or a hamlet. Hamlet. Yeah. Faithful. Yeah, sure. Fresh air, weeks away from civilization. Those hippie trade circles don't count. And tons of wildlife to shoot arrows at. Can't beat that, can you? Granted, any news of importance only came from the occasional traveling merchant, lost on his way to somewhere important. But who cares who the king is really? All good heroes come from humble beginning, of course. But just how humble were yours? Were you going to bed hungry and consistently covered in dirt, or did you have it easy? I'm gonna take the direct has increased, emotional has increased. Okay. There's literary value to the everyday fellow making his own way to this world. Money never really factored into your life or the relationships you had with others. Such is a blessing only those with moderate wealth are able to enjoy. Too much wealth and your friends all come with strings. Too little and you'd string up your friends if there was money in it. Just a narrow path. Your house was small but clean, cabin with a single floor and an unfortunate lack of privacy. But hey, it's better than dirt. Now let's move on. While your mother did a fine job of getting you out of her nether regions, were you the only one? A oldest or somewhere in the middle, youngest? Only child. Okay. Lunar has greatly increased. That's concerning. Uh, Being the only child certainly has its benefits. Even a humble family can spoil one of those. A calm and quiet household was a bastion of peace in a very chaotic world. Though having free time for yourself wasn't bad, it was kind of lonely. Sure, brothers and sisters were often pests at the best of times, but try playing a game of hopscotch or marbles by yourself? Lame. What was I talking about again? Ah, yes, the ever present source of religious authority. Love it or hate it, the church holds a lot of power in this country. How do you feel about it? I was a true. No. They serve an important purpose. Yeah, this one. I worship demons. That one. No. That's be a decent boy. Not worship demons. Direct, vigilant, and logical. Oh, so stats. Loner 60. Sly 50. Corruption. Name. Oh, right. I'm gonna have to name it too. Okay, moving on. You're right, of course. Mankind is bound to show its worst side if the good words aren't there to force it out of them. Lectures and sermons often held your interest, and you took some joy in encasing in the discussion afterwards. Since you were the only kid there not bored out of their mind, you became the concussion's version of a teacher's pet. So I guess that meant you were like the prized pet. Moving on. While humans are unmatched for their overpopulation powers, they weren't the only race around in your childhood years. The small town was home to a decent amount of beings far different than you or I. Growing up alongside them was no doubt influenced you in various ways. What race were they again? Elves, dwarves, orcs, and gnomes. Elves are my favorite. Dwarves also good. Elves. Right. Logical. Okay. The elves. Fine, graceful beings with the wisdom only centuries of age brings. The same about the terrible superiority complex that goes with it, though. The elvish children you played with inspired your love for nature and sparked an interest in history as well. But since they aged so slowly, looking back, it was pretty creepy playing with children who were decades older than you, wasn't it? Goodness, I almost forgot the most important detail. What's your name? Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. Next part coming soon.